Hey there, welcome back to another episode. Humans have very complicated brains. As such, we are capable of some truly great things and some truly terrible things. Our actions can be motivated by hope or by fear. We can be driven by our wants or by our needs. And it's not always easy to tell the difference between what we want and what we need, especially when those things conflict with one another. For example, your phone is probably vibrating right now. It's going off because you want something. A message from a friend, a notification from an app, a meme that someone sent to you. Whatever it is, you're momentarily torn between the thing that you want, the thing that your phone is telling you you want, and the thing that you need to do, which is probably more important in the long run, but doesn't feel quite so urgent at the moment. The struggle is real and it's also really relatable. Even though we're all constantly struggling to figure out what we need versus what we want. Today, we're going to take a look at a different kind of want versus need situation, one that applies to every single human on the planet. Today, we're talking about the family. You see, we humans aren't just individuals. We are social creatures who live among other humans. And for most of us, we spend the first significant portion of our lives surrounded by other humans, specifically the humans that make up our immediate family. Our parents or guardians take care of us. They feed us, change our diapers, play with us, and comfort us when we're scared. All of this happens naturally without question. It's just what families do. As children, we don't have the ability to understand why these things happen. We just know that they do. We may whine and cry if we're hungry or tired or bored, but the actions of our parents or guardians are consistent and reliable. Eventually, as we get older, we begin to understand that these people are deliberately doing these things for us, and we should be grateful. It's only after this realization that the concept of responsibility begins to take root in our brains. The responsibilities of taking care of a child can be overwhelming. There are countless things that need to get done, and none of them can be put off until tomorrow. You need to feed them, bathe them, comfort them, teach them, and entertain them, just to name a few. On top of this, you also need to keep them safe, both physically and emotionally. That means no leaving them unattended near a hot stove or a busy street. No yelling at them out of frustration, and no hitting them as punishment. These are all things that a parent or guardian does instinctively, at least most of the time. But they're also things that we generally think of as good things. Yelling at a child is bad. Leaving a child unsupervised near a hot stove is bad. Hitting a child is bad. These things are wrong regardless of whether or not a parent or guardian is doing them. When we grow up around these things, we learn that they are bad, that they are wrong. Then, when we are faced with similar situations, say our own children getting into dangerous situations or behaving badly, we already have the framework in place to deal with the situation. Now, instead of reacting instinctively, we can stop and think before acting. This is a huge advantage that humans have over other animals. Other species don't raise their young in this way. No mother bear will scold her cubs for getting dirty or getting into mischief. No eagle will yell at its hatchlings for falling out of the nest. Instead, these parents simply feed and protect their young until they re old enough to leave the den or the nest. Once they've reached that point, the job is done. That's the end of it. Humans are different because we have this period of dependence and growth that extends well beyond the requirements for physical growth. Even once a human has reached adulthood, they still require emotional and social support, something that continues throughout adulthood and is a key component in building relationships. This is a big part of what makes us human. But it also comes with a lot of baggage, because while we are capable of feeling empathy for others and understanding what they are going through, we are also capable of doing those bad things we talked about earlier, the things that cause pain and suffering. We know what it feels like to have our feelings hurt, so we are capable of making others feel that same pain. We know how scary it is to be lost and alone, so we are capable of making others experience that same fear. And that is where responsibility comes in. Responsibility to ourselves and responsibility to others. Because we understand that when we cause pain or fear or any other negative emotion in another human being, the world becomes a darker place. And the more we do it, the more everyone's world becomes a darker place. And obviously that's bad. It would be nice if we could all just go through life doing whatever we wanted, whenever we wanted, because, hey, that's what we want, right? But if we did that, we'd be causing pain and fear and darkness in the lives of others. So we have to take responsibility. We have to take responsibility for our actions, for the impact that our behavior has on those around us. And yes, we are responsible for helping others, for caring for others, even sacrificing our own happiness for the sake of someone else's happiness. If we didn't have this sense of responsibility, we wouldn't be able to build relationships or work together. There would be no loyalty, no trust, no cooperation. Everything would be transactional. Everything would be based on what's in it for me. And while that might seem okay on the surface, when you really think about it, it's not. Remember that meme we talked about earlier? The thing that you wanted to check on your phone? Well, if everyone in the world was acting according to that mindset, checking their phone to see what they wanted rather than doing what they needed to do, nothing would ever get done. So yes, it's nice to be able to do what we want. It's nice to be able to prioritize ourselves and our own happiness. But sometimes we have to take responsibility and do what we need to do. Sometimes we have to take care of others. Sometimes we have to help others because that's what families do. Families help each other. Families take care of each other. Families sacrifice for each other. That's why families are so important. Not only are they the fundamental unit of society, the building blocks of civilization, but they're also our first introduction to morality, to ethics, to purpose. Our family shows us what it means to be human, both the good and the bad. And it's because of our family, because of the responsibility we develop as a result of our family, that we are able to form relationships outside of our family to be loyal and empathetic and trustworthy citizens of the world. Now go hug someone you love. Okay, that's the end of the episode. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this episode, please consider liking the video and subscribing for more content. You can watch the next episode right here or here. Click away if you don't want to see either of those. All the references used are added in the description. One of the references for this video is a book called Why Does He Do That? Inside the Mind of a Toxic Father by Lundy Bancroft. As always, this has been Life Noggin. Don't forget to keep on thinking